The endless killings in Plateau State continued unabated. On Tuesday night, gunmen killed about 36 persons and injured several others in a fresh attack in Naragota community in Jos North local government area. The gunmen stormed the community with sophisticated weapons around 10 p.m., killing the victims and injuring several others who were rushed to the Bingham University Teaching Hospital just for treatment. One thing that is happening now, state governors, they've started evacuating their
like
indigenous
Enugu State,
from
or your state,
Kogi State,
yes,
from University of Jos, because of what we spoke about last week, and they expect this reprisal, and this reprisal might go on and on and on, and it might just lead to total anarchy in Plateau Jos. This is not Kaduna again, now coming to North Central.
It's really shameful what is happening. You know, these killings, as I said last week, had been going on for weeks. More than 100 people had been killed before the attack on those travelers, and no effort was made to stop these killings. Now, we've seen gunmen go to a community, destroy the bridge linking the community with the outside world, so that it will be difficult for the army to come and save the people. So by the time they vandalized the bridge, they started killing people, moving from house to house and burning their houses. It is really, really shameful that we are allowing this to happen. It's really, really shameful. Jos has become a place where Christians and Muslims find it extremely difficult to cohabit. Since 2001, 2010, all of those killings, the people have found a way to live separately. Today, Muslims would rather live in Bauchi Road, and Guanrogo, and part of Terminus, Zololo Junction, Dogon Curfew, Gangare, and entire. If you are a Muslim and you are looking for a house, they will suggest those places to you. Christians would rather live in Abattoir, Tudunwada, Millionaires Quarters, Old Airport Road, Genta, Angwan Rukuba Road, and Gadabu. But for the Christians and Muslims, they cohabit peacefully in Refit. Refit is their own Victoria Island.
That's GRA.
Yes, that's their own. So then Bukuru and the federal and state locals, they've never had to fight in those areas, yes, because it's close to the government house, and the place is well defended. So, you know, in Kaduna, we had a similar thing, whereby no Christian wants to live in Tudunwada. Anything after that bridge over River Kaduna, wants to leave Junction Road. That's where Christians like to live in. They don't want to live anywhere else. And once it's 6 o'clock, everybody starts going to that area. It reminds one of Lebanon of those days. You know, Lebanon divided into an area where Christians live peacefully, Muslims live, you know. So that's what we have in Jos. Some communities are no-go areas for Christians, some are no-go areas for Muslims. I believe that there must be a genuine effort by leaders, community leaders across board, facilitated by the government, to end the cycle of killings in that state, because years of deep animosity to one another is what we are seeing. Any little combustion, people will start killing themselves. Any little argument, they start killing themselves. So this is what we are seeing. At a point, we were always this place was always in the news, Riom. And Barking Lad, you know, they were always in the news. But now it's no longer Riom. It is the Miangu area, Jebu Miangu area, Basa local government, where killings are happening. Now, the governor has reintroduced the curfew. But the problem is these curfews, it is even during curfews that people get killed the most. Because some people coming from maybe outside Jos, they are not aware that there's a curfew in place, and then they get attacked. You say there's curfew, and these tribal warlords, they will set up checkpoints. You allow them to set up roadblocks in their own dominated areas, where if anybody is unlucky and falls into their hands, that person gets killed. So when are we going to stop all this? When will this killing stop? The governor should know that he has a job to do. Otherwise, history will be harsh on him. Since these killings began, has he gone to any of those the front lines? Has he gone there to even see the extent of damage and even promise restitution of any kind? Has he done that? Because that is the first step to which to calming the tension. You then tell them, look, you are coming up with relief materials, this and that. That's the first step. And you promise also that, look, perpetrators will be punished. But where the government is silent about its resolve to punish perpetrators, you refuse to go to where the killings took place, the people will think that you don't care. And they too will want to retaliate. And the cycle of retaliation will not stop. This is what we are facing. And we've had panels, commission of inquiry set up about this Jos Plateau, but their findings and their recommendations are never implemented. So how are we going to solve the problem? Baba Bola Jibola headed the panel, I remember. What did we do about his findings?
Now, the crisis in Jos now is peculiar, because this is like an ethno-religious something. Yes. So on one hand you have the Banshee, the Lantang, the Angas, the people run the Christian dominated area and the Hausa Fulani dominated areas, and for a long time that dichotomy has been a big problem.
Well, I think over the years, because up to the late 80s or even early 90s, Jos used to be the most peaceful, probably most peaceful state in Nigeria. Yes. The weather is okay, you see foreigners there, you see people on a Sunday morning when you go to, there are some areas you go to Jos, you will think you are in Ogbomoso or some other area because people are missing freely. But that one has been consistently destroyed.
Nasarawa Baptist.
Especially with the military government, with the creation of local governments, I think that was the beginning, the remote causes of the problem. Now, when some people think that they have settled there for 50 years and the owners of the land want to kick. So I think the really problem is that we don't have leaders that are willing to go to the, like he said, those in government are not ready to go to the fundamentals of the problem. What is the source of the problem? And let's begin to solve it. Because when you begin, there was a day somebody asked me, well, how many people are even in Borno State that people are still there, they are still getting killed. And look at Jos, with all the peace in that particular time, it has been permanently destroyed. And it will take an angel to rule Nigeria again. It should take about 20 years to restore confidence in Nigeria, because people are in a town that you have everybody there. When you are in Jos, you have the Christians, you have Muslims, you have Yoruba, you have everybody.
No Prime Minister John Major used to live in Jos.
Yes. So we are so divided over the years, and it is because government is allowing
the last 3-4 years we have so divided.
We have never been divided like this as a country. So I don't know. It's unfortunate that we are not showing leadership. Those who are in power are not showing leadership. And this is a democratic government that was voted in. The first condition of anybody, of humanity, is security. When there is no security, if you like, invest anywhere. Anyway, tell me any investor that will come to a country where they kill people in their thousands every day.
No, every day.
The traditional rulers, the third thief,
they have lost touch.
Their traditional rulers, they should be able to rally around their people and solve this problem. Now, the federal government might not have the solution to this problem, but the people in Jos, the major stakeholders, should be able to come together and say, we want to quell this crisis.
Yes, the traditional rulers need to come together. The religious leaders It seems even religious leaders are becoming far more influential now than even some traditional rulers. Religious leaders have a role to play. At every level, whether you are Yoruba or Birom or Miangu person, they have leaders. At all levels, we must find a way to organize a kind of stakeholders conference. I've seen where it worked. It worked in Mambila. They were killing themselves. But later on, they called the stakeholders meeting, and they told themselves that, look, what's going on with us? We have lived together for donkey years. We never killed one another. Why are we killing one another over land that is enough for everybody? You know how big Taraba is. Taraba is the third largest state in Nigeria, and the Mambila area is so vast. So why are you fighting over land? I mean, it's meaningless. After that meeting, there has not been any attack. Whereas there was a time that Mambila was in the news for those killings. After that, no more. So it's possible where the people have resolved to stop fighting, where the leaders come together, but government has to lead the way. And in leading the way, there must be even-handedness. The people have to see clearly that the government is not biased. The government is not supporting any party. The government is committed to peace. The government would then champion the process, get everyone on board, and extract commitment from everyone.
Every party.
If we are unable to extract commitment from people that they will stop killing themselves, even if you put 1 million soldiers in that place, they will still kill people. They understand the area more than the soldiers. They will snake in.
They come from the mountains.
They will snake in and kill people. Look at what the soldiers were saying, that when they could not enter, they had to go through some villages to get to that location. By that time, the birds had flown. These killers had already done their worst and they have left. So
okay, I have a caller.
People must commit to peace.
Thank you for staying with us.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening. From Benin, Kabi.
My regards to everybody in the studio, sir.
Thank you. Go ahead with the contribution.
Yeah, I equally want to congratulate you for having this opportunity to be educating Nigeria. And believing me, because a lot of people are studying you carefully. Yes. Sir, I want to make contribution. I'm sorry for taking you back.
Go ahead, quickly.
About this attack on NDA. Believe me, sincerely, anybody that is a right-thinking person in his normal senses will be seriously disturbed about what really happened in NDA. This is an army which is being feared by enemies, respected by allies, and believed by the citizens. Look at just what happened to us. This is a national emergency, as Babajide has rightly said. And we hope the authorities will take action so that this kind of thing never happen in the history of Nigeria again. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.